You have no idea how many nights someone whispered your name to the heavens, hoping you'd finally see this. Not just someone random. Someone who loves you, who's loved you through lifetimes, and who now, from beyond this world, has helped send this message through me. And guess what? It finally reached you. Not earlier. Not later. But now. And there's a reason why. Before we go on, promise me one thing. Promise you won't ignore what you're about to hear. Because if you do, you'll never be able to look at your own story the same way again. This message is not from me, it's not even just from heaven, it's from the eyes of God Himself, through Archangel Michael. And it begins with one of the most painful truths ever hidden from you, a truth that's been wrapped in smiles, hugs, and lies. Let me first say this softly, because it's going to shake your soul. Someone you loved, someone you trusted, has been playing the perfect role. A snake. Hidden in plain sight. Covered in concern. Drenched in fake prayers. But behind every "Are you okay?" was a whispered "I hope you fail." Behind every "I'm here for you" was a secret plan to watch you break. But heaven has had enough. Archangel Michael says, this snake in your family has finally been caught. The name is about to be revealed. Do not look away now. This is not gossip. This is not drama. This is the final warning from the divine court. They smiled in your face, and betrayed you the moment you turned around. But this message isn't just about exposing betrayal. No. It's about unlocking power. Yours. You've been chained for too long by invisible forces, buried emotions, and karmic weight that never belonged to you. And now, everything is being lifted. But the moment, this moment, requires your full attention. Archangel Michael is standing right beside you as you read this. That tingling on your skin? That's him. That sudden breath you took? That's your soul gasping at the truth you've always felt but couldn't prove, until now. If you've ever wondered why your plans keep falling apart right at the edge of success, why certain people seem to always bring chaos into your peace, or why your inner light keeps flickering even when you try your hardest to shine, this is the reason. The betrayal didn't just happen. It was planted. And it grew silently in your blind spot. Until now. A family member. Yes. A person who laughed with you, sat beside you at dinners, prayed next to you, and promised loyalty, was the one feeding your name to dark energy. Maybe they envied your light. Maybe they hated how the universe favored you. Maybe they simply couldn't stand that you were chosen while they felt forgotten. But their reasons don't matter anymore. Because heaven just made a decision. They will not be allowed to harm you again. And beloved, this isn't just an exposure, it's a divine rescue. This is your spiritual jailbreak. Archangel Michael says, you have been locked in a cycle for years that was never yours to carry. The snake kept you busy with pain while God had blessings on the other side of the door. But here's the miracle, the door is open now. You just have to walk through it. And let me tell you something only heaven knows, once you open this message fully, once you let the truth pour into your spirit like thunder rolling over a stormy sea, you'll feel a release in your body. You'll cry. Or maybe you'll go still. But something inside you will click. And once it does, nothing, and no one, will ever be able to manipulate you again. Now listen carefully, because this next part is sacred. The snake knew something was about to shift. That's why they've been acting nervous lately. Strange. Distant. Or overly sweet. Fake apologies. Sudden gifts. Unexpected phone calls. Watch closely. Because they've already been caught spiritually. Archangel Michael has already stood before them. But he needs you to choose to see it. He needs you to choose freedom. You have to understand, this betrayal didn't just block your relationships. It blocked your money. It blocked your health. Your peace. Your intuition. Every time you started to rise, something pulled you back. Now you know why. They prayed for your failure in secret while pretending to be your supporter. But they forgot one thing: you are covered by angels. And God never loses track of his child. Let me ask you something deep, and I want you to answer honestly in your soul. Have you ever felt like you were being watched by someone close to you, but not in a good way? Like every time something good happened to you, they had a way of downplaying it? Or twisting it? Or suddenly starting some drama that made the moment about them instead of you? That's spiritual manipulation. That's the snake's favorite move. But don't worry. Because I have something more powerful to share. You are stepping into your miracle season. Your name has been whispered in rooms of divine strategy. Archangel Michael begged God for permission to reveal this message, just for you. And now, the blessings that were delayed are being rerouted, to you. Instantly. All you have to do, is believe. But here's the thing. Belief without action is like prayer without listening. You must take the next step. Don't skip this. Don't assume it's just another message. It's not. It's the final warning before a wave of divine justice hits the one who betrayed you, and a flood of blessings descends on you. And yes, I know this is emotional. It should be. You've cried enough in silence. You've smiled through betrayal. And you've clung to people who were never clapping for you. But no more. No more delayed love. No more stolen opportunities. No more spiritual confusion. Today, clarity comes. And I want you to feel this deep in your bones. The reason you found this message is not because you were curious. It's because you were meant to. Heaven has tried to reach you before. But now you're ready. You're ready to know the name. You're ready to cut the tie. You're ready to breathe without spiritual suffocation. And when you do, you will finally meet the real version of yourself, the one who has been waiting behind all this pain. This betrayal is your breakthrough in disguise. Don't miss the deeper blessing. Archangel Michael says the moment you accept this truth, you will be surrounded by divine signs. Birds will act strange around you. You'll see numbers repeating. You'll dream things that feel more real than real life. And in one of those signs, the name of the snake will be fully exposed, without you even searching for it. And you'll feel peace. Not the kind that's forced. But the kind that's earned. The kind that comes from surviving what was meant to break you. And rising anyway. Because the moment this truth begins to unfold, you'll feel like the universe is finally taking your side. Not just with signs, but with actual shifts. People who once ignored your pain will suddenly want to confess. Situations that always confused you will suddenly make sense. You'll remember conversations. You'll recall glances. You'll replay moments, and the puzzle pieces will snap into place one after another. And when it happens, don't question it. Just know, it's divine justice unfolding. Archangel Michael says this person has been draining your energy for a long time. That's why you felt exhausted after speaking to them, even if the conversation seemed normal. That's why you've been battling strange delays. That's why sometimes, you felt like someone was watching your blessings more closely than you were. Because they were. And here's something they never wanted you to know: your light scared them. Your peace made them restless. Your resilience irritated their demons. They tried to dim you, because deep down, they knew you were the one chosen to break the generational chains. And you are. You've always been. Even when you doubted yourself. Especially then. Michael says, you are more powerful than you've been told. And this power frightens those who wear false masks. That's why they worked so hard to keep you distracted with heartbreak, confusion, and false loyalty. But not anymore. From this moment forward, something sacred begins in your life. A reversal. A realignment. A rebirth. Because you've suffered quietly for long enough. You've watered deserts with your tears. You've stood in fire and called it home. But heaven has now moved for you. And when heaven moves, nothing, no curse, no lie, no enemy, can stop it. You may start to feel certain people pulling away after this. Let them. Their spirit can no longer stay close to yours once truth enters the room. Lies only feel safe in the dark. And you, beloved, are now holding a torch that can't be dimmed. And yes, this will be painful. Knowing that someone from your family, someone whose voice you trusted, whose hug you cherished, had poison in their heart, that realization can break a person. But Archangel Michael says, it won't break you. It will free you. Because the truth is this, you were never the broken one. You were the blessed one surrounded by broken intentions. And now that the mask has been ripped off, nothing can hold you back. Not their opinions. Not their energy. Not their silence. Not their fake kindness. Because heaven sees everything. And heaven says, it's your time now. Listen closely. Tonight, a powerful shift will begin. It might start with a phone call. Or a message. Or even a dream. Something will crack open in your reality. You might see their name pop up. You might hear something about them that shocks you. You might just wake up and feel lighter. That's the angels pulling spiritual cords from your soul. That's what freedom feels like. Don't fear what you'll lose when truth enters. Fear what you would have kept if you stayed blind. Michael wants you to speak this out loud, right now, as your spirit awakens. I release every soul who faked love just to block my path. I forgive, but I no longer carry. I bless them with distance, and I walk in my truth. I am free now. And I claim my divine inheritance. The words may seem simple, but they carry power. And heaven hears them. Because this isn't just a betrayal message. It's a miracle message. Your miracle begins the moment you accept the truth and step out of the trap. And you are. Right now. With every word you're reading. Beloved, don't you feel it? That pressure in your chest is loosening. That heaviness around your spirit is lifting. The snake has been spiritually removed already. Now you're just watching the final scene play out in the physical. And when it does, when the full truth explodes in your reality, you'll know exactly why you were meant to see this message today. Archangel Michael says this message was delayed 3 times because dark energy tried to block it. But they failed. You're reading it now because nothing, not even darkness, can block divine timing. And now that you know, it's time to act. Be still. Listen. Watch. The person who betrayed you will try to shift blame. Or deny. Or cry. Don't fall for it. They had chances. They were warned. They kept going. And now the divine has stepped in. And something beautiful will rise from this pain, the version of you that was buried under lies. The old you, the one who tolerated too much, who questioned their worth, who believed love was pain, that version has now been retired. A new you is waking up. A stronger you. A wiser you. A healed you. And no snake, no betrayal, no karmic tie can undo what heaven has now restored. Michael says, my sword of truth has cut the final cord. You are not alone. You never were. I have stood beside you in every silent battle. I saw what they did. I held you while you cried. And now I bring you justice. And this justice will not be small. Expect doors to open in the next few days that were locked for years. Expect people to show up and confess things you suspected but couldn't prove. Expect your energy to return like a waterfall, because now, no one is stealing it. You may feel strange sensations over the next 24 hours, light pressure on your shoulders, warmth around your crown, tingling in your hands. That's not your imagination. That's angelic healing activating within you. Don't fear it. Breathe into it. Let it flow. This moment is sacred. This shift is irreversible. This freedom is real. And now, are you ready for the name? Heaven won't drop it into your lap. You already know it. You've known it in your spirit. You've felt it in your body. The tension. The discomfort. The hidden fear. Your soul has always known. And now, so does your conscious mind. Speak the name in your heart. The first one that flashes. That's the one. Michael says, yes. That one. The one who pretended best. That is the snake. And now, beloved, they have been seen by the highest light. And once heaven sees, no darkness can hide. You've made it this far, and that says everything. That you were ready. That you were strong enough. That you were chosen to hear what many would have skipped out of fear, denial, or pain. But not you. You kept reading. You stayed. And now your reward begins, not tomorrow, not next week, now. From this moment on, things will begin shifting fast. Don't be surprised if people suddenly become uncomfortable around you. Truth does that. When your energy shifts into alignment, those who were comfortable feeding off your confusion will panic. They'll sense the light growing in you and try to pull you back into old roles, old habits, old pain. Don't go back. The version of you that tolerated that no longer exists. Archangel Michael says, you don't need revenge. You don't need confrontation. You don't need to expose them. You are the exposure. Your rise is the justice. Your peace is the punishment. Your growth is the sword. You may feel tempted to ask why. Why would they do this to me? Why someone in my own family? Someone I trusted? But beloved, that answer won't heal you. You don't need their why, you need your freedom. And this message is your ticket to it. And here's the thing most people miss: snakes don't hate you because you're weak. They target you because they know what you carry. They know your soul has power to change timelines, generations, bloodlines. They try to drain you before you realize it. But you just did. And now, their power is broken. Michael wants you to prepare. Over the next few nights, you'll be visited in dreams. Not the kind of dreams that confuse you, but the ones that leave you waking up in awe, dreams that feel like memories from heaven. You may even hear a voice call your name just as you're falling asleep. That's him. That's the angels reminding you, you are not alone. You never were. You are now entering a season of divine reparation. Everything that was stolen, your confidence, your clarity, your joy, your purpose, will return. And not just return, it will overflow. Because you paid the price with your pain. Now comes the miracle. And beloved, this miracle won't be small. A financial blessing is on its way. Not through effort. But through divine alignment. A contract. An unexpected message. A long-lost inheritance. A cleared debt. It will appear when you least expect it. And it will have only one explanation: God did this. The snake thought they stopped your growth. But they only delayed it. And what heaven delays, it multiplies. You're not just going to rise, you're going to rise louder than you would have if they hadn't tried to hold you down. Now is the time to get quiet. Not to run. Not to fix. But to listen. Because divine instructions are coming. You may suddenly feel the urge to clean, to block someone, to write something, to walk away from something you've clung to for years. That is not coincidence. That is divine nudging. Follow it. Your path is now clear. And Michael says, you will not fall again. You were never meant to stay small. The snake wanted you to forget who you are so you'd never remember what you're meant to be. But now the veil is torn. The lie has ended. The spell is broken. You are chosen. You are powerful. You are seen. And above all, you are protected. Archangel Michael is not just watching over you. He is walking with you. Every step. Every moment. Every room you walk into now carries divine authority. You'll begin noticing how people treat you differently, not out of fear, but out of recognition. They will feel your spirit has changed. And it has. You've activated something ancient in you. A light that no human can give and no demon can take. Expect it, the one who betrayed you may come back soon. With tears. With confusion. With stories. With apologies that sound just believable enough. Don't fall for it. Forgiveness is divine. But access is earned. And they have forfeited that privilege. Let them go. And let heaven handle what you cannot. Because when you rise, the universe rearranges itself around you. And right now, the stars, the wind, the whispers of ancestors, the wings of angels, they are all moving in your favor. You will feel lighter in your body soon. Your skin may glow brighter. Strangers may compliment your energy. Animals may stare at you longer. These are signs of your vibration elevating. You are now attracting what matches your divine self. No more confusion. No more doubt. No more cycles. The snake has been unmasked. And you have been reborn. So now, breathe. Feel that? That's your soul returning to its rightful place. That's your destiny coming home. Michael says one last thing, and hear this with your whole being. I saw you when no one else did. I fought for you when you didn't know your name was under attack. I whispered your name in heaven's chambers. And now, you walk free. Not as a victim. Not as a survivor. But as a warrior of light. Don't ever forget who you are. This is the end of their control. And the beginning of your legacy. You have been chosen to break every lie that ran through your bloodline. And from this moment forward, the snake is no longer part of your story. You are. The story is yours now. And it begins, right here. And now that the snake is gone and the truth is no longer hiding in the shadows, you must protect what is about to enter your life. Archangel Michael says your next chapter will look nothing like your last. You're stepping into a season where you no longer have to explain your worth. You'll simply walk into rooms, and your spirit will speak for you. You'll touch things, and they'll multiply. You'll dream dreams, and they'll start manifesting in your waking life. Why? Because God doesn't just rescue, He restores. But with restoration comes responsibility. You can't allow old habits to sneak back in. You can't allow guilt to make you reopen doors that heaven has shut. You can't let emotional ties drag you back into situations where your spirit once bled dry. The healing has happened. The clarity has come. And now, beloved, you must walk like someone who's been delivered. This is your turning point. And before I go deeper, Archangel Michael has one request: pause here and listen to your heart. Ask yourself, what is the one thing I've been tolerating that's been killing my spirit? Whatever comes up, that's your next release. Let it go. Because the more you release, the more heaven can refill. The more space you clear, the more blessings can pour in. And Michael says, what's coming is bigger than anything you've lost. You've lost relationships, but what's coming is divine union. You've lost opportunities, but what's coming is purpose-aligned abundance. You've lost years, but what's coming is compressed restoration. 1 year of God's blessing can reverse 20 years of suffering. And that's what's next for you. But let me warn you, snakes don't vanish quietly. As your blessings begin to rise, so will the whispers, the jealousy, the manipulation. Do not entertain it. You are not who you used to be. You are now aligned with a higher calling. Heaven has appointed you to carry light into places that have only known pain. And beloved, this isn't random. God didn't choose someone stronger. He didn't choose someone more qualified. He chose you. Because despite what they did, despite what they said, despite how many times you broke, you still kept your heart open. You still prayed. You still gave love. You still believed in miracles. And that kind of spirit cannot be ignored by heaven. That's why Archangel Michael came for you. He saw your name written in divine ink. He saw your heart tested in spiritual fire. And he knew, you weren't just a survivor. You were a vessel. A carrier of divine messages. A breaker of spiritual chains. And now, your time has come. You'll notice things that others can't. You'll feel truths before they're spoken. You'll begin sensing energy, even through silence. This is not paranoia. This is discernment. Heaven is upgrading your spiritual antenna. Use it. Don't question it. If something feels off, it is. If someone's words sound nice but their energy drains you, walk away. You don't need a reason. You have alignment now. That's all the permission you need. And now, as the final curtain falls on this chapter, Michael wants to remind you of something sacred. You are not broken. You are being rebuilt. And what's being built cannot be shaken by storms, lies, or betrayal. God will send you people who see you, the way they never did. People who clap when you win, not because they have to, but because your joy brings them joy. People who will cover you in prayer, not curse you with comparison. And they're coming soon. Don't lose hope. Don't turn bitter. The snake was part of the story, but not the ending. You are walking into a future that your enemies can't touch. Michael says, let the snake watch. Let them see how high you rise. Because nothing they did, no curse, no lie, no spell, could stop what God had planned for you. And beloved, this is your cue now. Not to explain. Not to prove. But to rise. Don't rush it. Let it build. Every day, speak this. I am walking in divine favor. I am protected. I am aligned. I am chosen. And I am rising. Speak it in your room. In your car. Under your breath. Let your spirit marinate in truth. Because you are no longer the person who questioned their worth based on someone else's lies. You are the one heaven chose to hear this. You are the one Michael fought for. You are the one whose future will make the snake wish they had never picked up the mask in the first place. And one final thing, before you go. This message won't reach everyone. Not because they aren't worthy, but because they aren't ready. But you are. And that's why you're still reading. Because your soul has been waiting for this for years. Maybe lifetimes. So now, with Archangel Michael beside you, with heaven watching over you, and with divine truth surging through every word. Walk boldly into your miracle. It's already begun. And now that your miracle has begun, I want you to sit in this moment, not as a person who's just been warned, but as someone who's just been reborn. Because what you've just read is not a story. It's a spiritual awakening. And it's yours. Your life is never going to be the same again. Not because someone else finally changed, but because you finally saw the truth. And once you see it, you can't unsee it. Once the chains are broken, you can't pretend you're still bound. You have crossed over into a different frequency. A higher one. One that the snake can't touch. And here's the divine mystery that Archangel Michael wants you to understand: the snake wasn't sent to destroy you. They were allowed only to reveal you. Every betrayal, every manipulation, every lie they whispered behind your back, it all led to this divine moment of clarity. They thought they were breaking you. But God was using them to wake you. You have awakened. Now watch what happens next. You will begin to feel lighter, not just emotionally, but spiritually. The heaviness that's followed you like a shadow will begin to lift. People who never acknowledged you before may suddenly come forward. Don't mistake their attention for affection. Heaven is showing you the shift. But don't get distracted. Keep your eyes on the truth. Your soul has endured enough detours. This time, your feet are walking a straight line into breakthrough. And you don't have to force anything anymore. Because what's meant for you now has no blockages. The gates are open. The spiritual obstacles are removed. What once took you months or years will now take you days. That's the power of divine alignment. Archangel Michael says you will see the number 7 show up repeatedly soon. On clocks. On receipts. On addresses. On license plates. That's not random. That's confirmation. 7 is heaven's number of completion. It means the cycle has closed. What was taken from you is now being returned 7-fold. You will receive shocking clarity, maybe through dreams, maybe through conversations, maybe even through slips of the tongue by people who never meant to confess. Be still when it happens. Don't react. Observe. Heaven is delivering you the final pieces so you can close the door forever. And as for the snake, let them slither away. Do not chase truth that's already been revealed. God has shown you what you needed to see. You are not responsible for changing them. You are only responsible for not allowing them to change you again. Now is the time to reclaim your voice. Speak up. Stand firm. Say no. Set boundaries. End cycles. Release shame. Choose peace. Prioritize purpose. Love yourself the way they never did. Because now you know, they were never meant to be your forever. They were meant to be your awakening. Michael wants to remind you, you are not behind. You are not late. Everything that seemed delayed was actually being divinely timed. If you had known this truth too early, it would have crushed you. Now that you've been strengthened, it will free you. This is your freedom season. Your clarity season. Your miracle season. And no enemy can stop what's already been written by God's own hand. Expect divine replacements now. The people, opportunities, and blessings that match your healed energy will begin appearing. You will no longer have to chase. Your spirit will attract what your pain once repelled. You'll notice you no longer beg for love, because love begins to find you where peace now lives. Archangel Michael says this transformation won't be quiet. Your glow-up will be public. The same ones who betrayed you will have to witness your elevation. But don't look down to prove anything. Let your rise speak for itself. Let your peace become your loudest answer. And now, if you've ever doubted your worth, if you've ever questioned whether you were forgotten or left behind, let this truth sink in. Heaven fought for you. Not because you were broken. But because you were worth it. You were the one the snake couldn't poison completely. You were the one whose spirit kept returning to the light, no matter how dark things got. You were the one who heard the whisper and followed it here. And that whisper was heaven's voice saying, "Open this. Don't skip it. The truth is waiting." And you listened. Now let heaven take it from here. Let Archangel Michael lead. Let the divine protect. Let the miracle unfold. Don't overthink the next steps. You'll be guided. Every decision you make now, when done from a place of peace and alignment, will flow. You don't have to guess anymore. Just listen. Trust. Move. And never forget, you were never the problem. You were the light in a room full of shadows. And now, the shadows have fled. Because the light has risen. You. And now that the light has risen in you, Archangel Michael says, it's time to protect your gates. The snake wasn't just in your family to ruin your present. They were planted to sabotage your future. But the plan failed. Heaven has stepped in. And now your life is no longer moving according to man's timeline. You are operating under divine timing. So what does that mean? It means unexpected acceleration. It means supernatural alignment. It means miracles where there used to be misery. It means waking up one day and realizing, you're no longer waiting to be saved, because you have already been chosen. There's no turning back now. You've crossed over into the part of your story where peace is no longer a struggle, it's a standard. Where love doesn't come with conditions, it comes with clarity. Where money isn't chased, it flows. Where spiritual protection isn't just prayed for, it's guaranteed. And if you're feeling that stirring in your chest right now, that warm, holy pressure building in your heart, like something deep in you just clicked into place, that's because it has. That's the sound of your soul returning home. That's the sound of heaven saying, you're finally ready. Ready for what? Ready for the life they said you'd never have. Ready for the favor they tried to delay. Ready for the freedom they tried to block. Ready for the love that matches your soul. Ready for the legacy you were born to create. But before the rest unfolds, Archangel Michael whispers. Don't forget to seal this moment. Don't just read this and walk away. If this message found you, heaven is watching your response. Speak it out loud. Declare your alignment. Anchor this shift with a sacred promise, that you will no longer ignore what your spirit knows. Now, say this with your whole heart. I accept the truth. I release the snake. I align with God's timing. I walk in power. I am chosen. I am protected. I am ready. Because what comes next is not just another chapter. It's the real story you were always meant to live, the one that begins after betrayal, beyond heartbreak, past confusion. And it's beautiful. It's whole. And it's yours. And if you've come this far, if you've read every word, felt every shift, cried every hidden tear that this message pulled up from your soul, then Archangel Michael wants you to do one last thing. Protect this energy. Don't tell just anyone what you know now. Don't beg others to believe you. Don't lower your truth to fit their comfort. This message wasn't sent to the masses. It was sent to you. To the one whose spirit has been quietly screaming for answers. To the one whose heart has been aching for real peace. To the one who didn't give up when it would have been easier to shut down. God chose to speak to you today. And you listened. And because you did, your name is now marked for divine favor. Your energy is now sealed in heaven's protection. Your timeline has now been reset. What you thought was over, is only beginning. The snake has been seen. Their hold is broken. Their plans have failed. And you? You are rising. You are rising with heaven's light all over you. You are rising with Michael's sword behind you. You are rising with a soul too wise to be fooled again. You are rising with a story that others will one day read as a testimony. Because it's already written. No weapon formed against you shall prosper. And from this moment forward, the only thing that's going to shock you is how fast God blesses you now that the lie has been removed. But before you give your final answer to the universe, pause. Feel that tug in your chest right now. That burning little question that whispers, what if they've really changed this time? Archangel Michael feels that hesitation. He knows your heart doesn't want to believe it was all for nothing. He knows how many times you've rewritten the story in your head, hoping there was something, anything, that would make their betrayal make sense. But beloved, here's the truth most people won't say out loud. Closure is not something they give you. It's something heaven hands you when you finally stop lying to yourself. And this? This is your closure. The apology might still come. The text. The long voice note. The, I was going through so much, speech. But let's be honest, you already know what they're going to say. You already know how they talk when they feel cornered. You know the way they play victim just enough to keep the guilt off their own hands. And if you let them back in now, after all this divine work, you won't just be repeating a mistake. You'll be rejecting your miracle. Yes, your miracle. Because something extraordinary is now forming around your name. Archangel Michael reveals that heaven has already spoken to the soul of someone new. Someone who doesn't need to be taught how to treat you. Someone who won't just want to stay, but who will choose you daily without needing reminders, ultimatums, or tests. This person was always part of your path, but they couldn't come while your energy still lived in the past. The blessing was never denied, only delayed. So let this be the moment you finally slam the door shut, not out of hate, but honor. Honor for your own heart. Honor for your growth. Honor for the countless prayers you cried through clenched fists, begging heaven to show you why this had to happen. And here it is. This is the answer. Michael says, the pain wasn't your punishment. It was your preparation. Every tear watered the future you're about to walk into. Every sleepless night bent time in your favor. Every act of love you gave, even when you received nothing in return, was seen by heaven. And now, it's being returned to you. Multiplied. Purified. Blessed beyond logic. But to receive it, you must protect your gate. Because your energy is not an open field anymore. It is a sacred temple. And not everyone deserves access. Let that sink in. Not everyone deserves access. Especially not the person who didn't value you when they had a front row seat to your soul. They didn't just break your heart. They underestimated your power. And now? They'll have to watch you bloom from the outside. So yes, they may come back. Yes, they may say everything you once prayed to hear. But by the time they do, you won't be the same person anymore. You'll be healed. Aligned. Chosen. And unavailable to anything that doesn't come wrapped in reverence. Michael ends this message with one final whisper, a divine instruction wrapped in fire. When they come knocking, don't open the door. Open your arms to the life I've been saving for you. And that life? It's not on the other side of that text. It's not in their confused heart. It's not in the past. It's already walking toward you. And when it arrives, you'll understand why you had to lose what you thought you needed, just to receive what heaven always intended. You've made it this far, beloved. Don't look back now. Your miracle isn't coming. It's here. And now we enter the final part of your divine message, the moment where it all becomes clear. Archangel Michael wants you to know, what's coming will be so beautiful, so peaceful, so magnetic, that you'll forget what betrayal ever felt like. Not because it didn't hurt, but because your healing will be louder than your history. That's the real miracle. The snake took so much from you. Time. Energy. Confidence. But heaven is returning it all, and multiplying it. You're about to walk into rooms you were once too broken to even dream of. You're about to experience a version of yourself that you haven't even met yet. Someone bold. Rooted. Radiant. Undeniable. Someone who doesn't chase peace, but carries it. And when it begins to show up, when your phone lights up with unexpected favor, when your bank account shifts, when your body feels lighter, when strangers comment on your glow, when you wake up smiling for no reason, remember this moment. This message. This truth. Because this was the doorway. This was the sacred conversation between your soul and heaven that shifted everything. Michael says, you will be tempted to go back to the familiar. Don't. That's not your home anymore. Your new life has no room for people who loved you conditionally. Your next level requires your full presence, your full voice, your full light. And this time, you won't have to dim to survive. You'll shine, and still be safe. You'll speak truth, and still be loved. You'll grow, and not be punished for it. So here it is, your final moment of choice. Will you carry the truth and rise with it? Or will you walk away, afraid of what happens when you actually step into power? Archangel Michael is standing beside you. He's not just watching. He's waiting. Waiting for you to say, "Yes. I'm ready now." And if you are, let heaven know. Right here. Right now. Speak this blessing aloud. I am no longer afraid of who I am becoming. I forgive what hurt me, but I release what tried to destroy me. I welcome the version of me that knows peace, speaks power, and carries God's light. The snake is gone. The lie is broken. My life is free. I am ready. Let those words settle into your spirit. Because your angels just recorded them. Your miracle timeline is now active. And what used to delay you will now speed you forward. You'll receive a confirmation within the next 3 days. A dream. A call. A message. A sign so clear, it will shake you. But don't panic. It's just heaven proving that yes, this message was real. Yes, this was divine timing. And yes, it's already unfolding. And now, beloved, a final whisper from the angels. If this message touched your soul, if your heart opened, if your spirit felt the warmth of heaven reaching down through every line, then you are part of something sacred. You are part of a divine family, a soul tribe rising together in truth, light, and restoration. So if this spoke to you, and you're ready for more, stay close. Because your story isn't done. There are more messages waiting. More divine truths unfolding. And you weren't meant to walk this path alone. Subscribe. Stay connected. Not just for content. But for confirmation. For protection. For clarity. For the next message heaven sends through Archangel Michael, and through those who carry the same light. Because now that you've been found, heaven will never stop guiding you. The snake is gone. The truth is yours. The story is just beginning. And you, beloved, are finally free. And now that you're free, your soul is finally allowed to breathe. The air feels different, doesn't it? Lighter. Calmer. Wider. That's not just emotion. That's not your imagination. That's your spiritual space clearing itself out, finally making room for what's been trying to reach you for years. Because when betrayal leaves, blessings enter. When lies are cast out, light floods in. When the snake is removed, the garden begins to grow again. Archangel Michael says, "Do not mourn what God has removed. Mourn what would have happened if he hadn't. Because that person, that energy, that mask-wearing soul pretending to be your family, your friend, your supporter, was holding up your blessings like a wall. Blocking your breakthroughs with smiling sabotage. But no more. The wall is down. And everything heaven stored up for you is now coming fast. So prepare yourself. You won't have to beg this time. You won't have to prove anything this time. You won't have to question why me. This time. Instead, you'll say, "Thank you, God. I understand now." You'll understand why it didn't work out. Why they walked away. Why the pain had to happen. Why you had to go through the silent seasons. Because without the darkness, you wouldn't have recognized your own light. But now you do. And now that you see clearly, your vibration is shifting into divine command. Things are already realigning for you behind the scenes. Conversations are being held with your name in them. Papers are being moved. Doors are being prepared. But heaven needed you to know this truth first, because when the blessing comes, it cannot be shared with the snake. This time, it's only for you. This time, the victory will have your name carved into it like a crown. So take this last word from Archangel Michael, and carry it with you for the rest of your life. You are no longer under spiritual attack. You are under divine assignment. What once came to destroy you has now become your platform for purpose. This isn't a coincidence. This is heaven's reply. And what's coming next? It's already on its way. A home you didn't think you could afford. A relationship you were told you'd never deserve. A healing your doctors said was impossible. A chance to begin again, stronger, wiser, softer, more whole. Watch what happens in the next 11 days. It will be proof. The kind that silences doubt. The kind that makes you fall to your knees, not in fear, but in awe. Because the truth is, it's already done. You're not walking toward it anymore. You're walking in it. You've crossed over. The snake is behind you. The angels are around you. The future is already unfolding beneath your feet. You are no longer who you were when you opened this message. You are reborn. You are blessed. You are chosen. You are loved. And no one, not even the snake, can undo what heaven has now revealed. This is your divine confirmation. Save it. Reread it. Hold it close. Because this was never just a message. This was a miracle. And you were the one it was sent for. And now that you've accepted it, watch what God does next. Ask ChatGPT.